Housing benefit now, this financial year, is expected to cost the state £30 billion. That's £30 billion, which is going purely on paying rent. Now, some of that is to social landlords. I think about half of that is to social landlords. So it'll be reinvested back into the social housing stock or local services or whatever. Half of that is going to private landlords who, like my landlord, bought up an ex-council flat, did nothing to improve it, and now charges 3 times the rent the council would have done. But it's still, well, I'm not on housing benefit, but lots of people will be. And then it's still the state paying their income. So instead of the state building a house and then getting a revenue stream, a very secure revenue stream from people renting it, the state is sold off houses it built itself. Talk about being cucked. You build the house, you sell it to a landlord, and then you pay the landlord 3 times what you were renting it out for directly to them. Like, that's not a good deal.
I just had to make this video because I've been raging now for a good 2 hours. Why do landlords have to make your life so fucking miserable? They're taking off money from you as it is when you're renting a property, and yet it feels like they want to take your fucking soul as well. But I'm just trying to move out and get on with my life. But no, you just want to continue to fuck me over to the very end. I don't know if anyone else has had problems with landlords and stuff, but this, like, treat your tenants properly.
So I'm in Hackney at the moment. Someone messaged me this morning and I've come down to see the house because they've been having a leak, on and off leaks, for the last 17 months, I believe. And I mean, the home has been flooded. It's wet, like the towels that I'm walking on, you can probably hear it.
You can see here that the bathroom is covered in mould. This is a better quality video. Even under the sink. Just shocking. The smell in here was really, really bad. You could smell it when you walked in the front door. And this is the first bedroom we walked into that is now used for storage because it is so bad no one can possibly sleep in here. Yeah, belongings and boxes have been destroyed too.
This is a bedroom where someone's having to sleep. One of the tenants. You can see the walls, the window frame, covered in black mould, and they're expected to sleep only a metre away from this. And this is another bedroom in the flat, as you can see. Temporary accommodation again. And this is where they're having to sleep. Again, less than a metre away from a wall, covered in mould.
But I don't know what more to do, and I'm actually going to lose it. Like, I'm going to lose it. I live in a house that's a 1-bedroom flat, right? My daughter has been racially abused. Even myself, I've been told to go back to the country that I come from. Yeah? My daughter, she's a monkey. She's this, she's that. That's what she's been, your skin's dirty. That's what they've told her, I've made police reports. I've tried to move, yeah? My landlord has made sexual references towards me and tried to blackmail me. Tried to get money in order for me to leave. He's made sexual references towards me. Done sexual things towards me, yeah? That's still not good enough for me to move, apparently. The racial things, the sexual things, not good enough. So I said, you know what? You can't expect a handout. Save. You understand? Save. I've saved enough for the first month's rent, first month's deposit, found a guarantor, and I'm still getting nowhere. And I was a care leaver, so you lot are probably thinking like, you lot think, you just go into care and you get your flat. No, we fucking don't. We get pushed to the side. Yeah, you're very lucky if they give you a flat. They forget about you. Let's be real. Everyone's like, you was in care, you must have your flat living life. No, I don't. I'm 30 near enough, struggling to move house to get at least a 2-bed, let alone a 3, which my daughter's even entitled to. I've written to MPs. I've done everything I can. I've cried down the phone. I've spoke nicely. I've saved money. I've written emails. I've done everything I can, and I'm getting nowhere. So when do I get to a point where I say just fuck this and I give up?
Do you know what's really hard? When you rent a flat and it's mouldy, but you can't afford to move anywhere else, so you have to stay living with the mould, and no matter what you do, the mould always comes back thicker and faster. People think it's great when you live out alone, But the reality of it is, I'm living in a mouldy flat and I'm damaging my health. And I can't afford to move anywhere else. And it's so mouldy. I mean, just look at the pan. The underneath of my bed is covered in mould. The 2 bedside lockers I have are thick with mould. All of my wardrobe is mouldy. My sofa is mouldy. My shoes are mouldy. Everything I own is mouldy. And I can't afford to move. When I go in my bedroom, it smells mouldy. When I sleep at night, I have to sleep facing the bedroom door because otherwise it smells that bad of mould. It's gotten so bad. Like, the underneath of my bed is just thick with mould, and I don't know what else I can do because I can't replace it because it's just going to get mouldy. I can't put my plates in the cupboard without them smelling fusty the next day. I can't put boxes in my kitchen cupboards because they go damp and mouldy. The humidity is constantly like 80%. I just don't know what else I can do. I have an electric dehumidifier. I've got mini dehumidifiers. There's nothing I can do. I work from home and I'm literally sitting in a mouldy environment for hours. Literally hours on end. I either live here and continue to damage my health but be able to work, or I give up my life and my job and move back home.
I've just come home to my ceiling like this. I need help. I have 3 children and cats in the property.
I am sick.
This is what happens when you have a landlord that doesn't care about his tenants and profit.
So I live in a 1-bedroom flat in a luxury development in East London with my boyfriend. We pay £2,000 a month in rent before bills and council tax, and we have lived here for just under a month. We moved here because we live separately and both of our rent was going up between 20 and 25%. So after about 2 months of dating, we had to move in together. We found a place fairly quickly and we had a really good experience with the estate agent who was trying to help us find somewhere to rent, and we really loved this place. Then we moved in and instantly realised that there were a load of problems. First of all, our front door didn't lock. Second of all, there were holes in the wall that needed to be plastered. Third, the electric hob is scorched, so you can't see what any of the numbers say or how hot it is. And the biggest one is that we had no heating and hot water, and it had been kept from us that we were going to be on a prepayment meter. So we moved in on Good Friday, and we didn't have any heating or hot water until the following Tuesday. We were, as I say, not informed that there was a prepayment meter because that is not legal for me because I'm disabled. They can't make you be on one, but because it's on a heat network, they have built this property, this development, with every apartment on a prepayment meter because the energy company, the third-party energy company, is also owned by the same developer that developed this apartment block. There was a debt from the previous tenant on the meter, so we couldn't wipe it, we couldn't do anything about it until the estate agent came back in.
My landlords are so much fun. We keep on playing this game where I try and figure out if they're decent people or not, and they just keep on surprising me. Like the time when I was like, oh my gosh guys, my bed is made out of MDF, and then they replaced it with another bed made of MDF. There's lots of broken things in our flat, but it makes it quirky. I love spending more than 50% of my rent to live here. The thing is though, they're going to let me stay, but they're also going to up the prices, and they haven't told us how much. Fun, right? So I could stay here, or I might have to go somewhere else. And the fun thing about this game is that then you get to the next level, which is realising there is nowhere else. So then you have to move out of London, but then you'd have to pay for the commute, and then you lose your sense of community and belonging, which will definitely affect your mental health, which sure will increase the costs of the NHS. And if you're really unlucky, you're going to have to get some money from the DWP as well.
So I have a bone to pick with every single landlord in this city, right? And from context, if it wasn't like obvious, I live in London, Northwest to be specifically. And recently I had to move to a new place because we found out that our previous landlord is a fucking criminal and he's being sued by 3 different people, including us. So tell me why Why is it that every single landlord, and I know not every landlord is like this, my current landlord, it's very lovely, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of the rant, I'm gonna group every single fucking landlord in London under the same umbrella. Yo suck, okay? Yo greedy. Obviously, because I had to find a new place, I was literally on Spare Room, you know, Gumtree, Rightmove, Zoopla, whatever fancies your tickle, whatever, that's not even how you say it, trying to find a room, and y'all have no shame. Because what the fuck is a semi-double room?
London landlords are literally the worst thing ever, and I need to tell you guys about my experience. Okay, so I moved into this flat like 4 months ago now, and the hot water has been like on and off ever since, and we just need the boiler changing. It was so old, like the boiler's fucked, it's in my back garden, I don't even want to explain. But basically, he's eventually got it replaced. Too late because we want to move out now. But the other day I came home to literally like this in my bathroom, and then they were like, it was 8:30 at night, they were still there, and they were like, oh yeah, we're just gonna leave. And I was like, what, like this still here? And they were like, yeah, like, don't worry about it. Like, they just put this little bit here, like, back in front of it. They're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Totally fine. Like, there was literally a hole in my wall, and my landlord was like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Literally, don't worry. Then I woke up the next day, and let me see if I can make myself smaller. There was literally, like, slugs on the wall. These were slugs. And I'm like, they've got to come from the hole. Do you know what I mean? Like, how else?